At 40 years old, Cristiano Ronaldo should be way past his prime. I mean, in the world of elite football, that's practically ancient. And yet, he's not just playing, he's absolutely dominating. So the real question isn't just if he can keep going, but how on earth he's managing to defy time itself.
It's a feeling every athlete, really every person, understands. Ronaldo himself admits it. When he was young, he felt like he had power forever. He felt totally unbreakable. But you know, the physical demands of a sport like his are just relentless. And that feeling of invincibility, well, it always comes with an expiration date.
So what changed for him? How did he evolve past that youthful mindset to completely rewrite the aging curve for an elite athlete? The answer isn't just about raw talent or some superhuman willpower. No, it's actually found in the data.
To really get how he's pulling this off, we have to look beyond the calendar. We need to see how he's basically hacking his own biology, using incredibly precise data to guide every single decision he makes.
Okay, so let's start with the one number we can't argue with. According to his birth certificate, Cristiano Ronaldo is 40 years old. That's his chronological age. Simple enough. But what if I told you that, according to his body's actual performance data, that number is, well, it's pretty much meaningless.
Okay, get this. According to data from his Whoop device, Ronaldo's physiological age is just 28.9. His body is literally functioning like someone more than a decade younger. That is the number that really matters here.
So, what does that even mean, physiological age? It's not about how many birthdays you've had. Think of it as a measure of how your body is actually aging, based on your lifestyle, your health stats, and your daily habits. It's like your body's odometer, not its model year.
This incredible gap between his calendar age and his body's age isn't some lucky accident. It is the direct result of a very deliberate, data-driven blueprint that's built on 4 key pillars. So, let's break them down.
The first, and honestly the most important pillar, is something we all do, but very few of us have actually mastered: sleep. For Ronaldo, it's not just about getting rest. It's his #1 tool for recovery.
And the data, it totally backs this up. He averages a really solid 7 hours and 15 minutes of sleep a night. But the metric that's truly critical here is his consistency, a high 70%. Going to bed and waking up at almost the exact same time every single day, that anchors his body's internal clock, which just maximizes the restorative power of his sleep.
And he says it himself. He genuinely believes sleep is the single most important thing for health and for longevity. It's when the body does all its repair work, and he treats it with the same seriousness as a major training session.
But sleep is really just one piece of a much larger strategy. And that brings us to his second pillar, strategic recovery. It's a pretty simple philosophy, actually. If you train hard for 2 hours, you need to recover for 2 hours. It's all about creating a perfect balance between stress and rest. And this is where the data gets incredibly specific. He tracks what works. He knows that compression therapy gives him an 11% boost in his Whoop recovery score. Cryotherapy? That adds another 7%. Even a simple cold shower helps by 4.5%. He's not guessing here. He's measuring and optimizing every single aspect of his rest. And this, right here, shows a massive shift in his thinking over the years. The unbreakable 25-year-old has been replaced by the smart 40-year-old, who now explicitly prioritizes sleep and recovery, because hard-earned experience taught him that he absolutely had to.
All right, the third pillar goes way beyond the gym. It's about a lifestyle of just constant motion. The guy is always moving, not just for football, but in his everyday life.
His daily average is a staggering 17,000 steps. And that's not just from training. That's from being constantly active, even when he's just playing with his kids. His data shows that this one habit alone shaves almost a full year off his physiological age. It's incredible.
And finally, the fourth pillar, and this one might be the most surprising of all: a calm mind. Managing stress is such a critical and often overlooked part of physical health.
Just consider this for a second. The average adult male has a resting heart rate somewhere between 60 and 100 beats per minute. Ronaldo's is just 44. That is the sign of an unbelievably efficient cardiovascular system that's operating in a very, very low stress state. He credits this to feeling most at peace at home with his family, which helps keep his stress and his heart rate remarkably low.
So we've got sleep, recovery, motion, and a calm mind. But what's the secret sauce that holds all of this together? It really comes down to one word: consistency. And his definition of it is perfect. He calls it the
The discipline to do something more than others, not just for a season or two, but for 20 years. It's about showing up and doing the work day in and day out over the long haul. That's really what separates the merely talented from the truly great.
But this consistency isn't about some unhealthy obsession. He's quick to stress the importance of mental balance, admitting that, yes, sometimes he'll eat a burger simply because it's good for his mind. The key is that these are conscious exceptions, not the daily rule. His goal is consistency, not perfection.
So why does any of this matter to the rest of us? Because it reveals a fundamental truth about health. It's a choice. And that choice is often framed as choosing your hard.
You really have two paths. The first is the hard path of discipline, that daily effort of eating well, moving your body, and getting enough sleep. The second path is the hard path of regret, the eventual and often much more difficult consequence of neglecting your health.
Both are hard. There's really no easy path. Ronaldo's blueprint isn't just for elite athletes. It's a model for any of us. It reminds us that we all face this choice every single day. So the question he really leaves us with is this: which hard will you choose?